Hey, what's up everybody? This is Joshua Casper. I'm here with Plugin Boutique, and today we're checking out Vocalise 2, which is an expansion pack for Gravity. Though I just want to let you know that you don't need Gravity to actually buy and use this expansion pack. It comes self-contained, so you don't need the actual Gravity first edition to use Vocalise 2, and indeed the other Vocalise as well. I'm going to go ahead and play you this track that I was working on after just a little bit of time with these Vocalise 2 samples here. I've only got 3 different instruments loaded up. I've got a drum track and some bass, and that's all I've got, but it sounds phenomenal. Let's go ahead and listen. Alright, so that's what I've got. I'm going to go ahead and disable this. I had an outer space echo unit on one of these Vocalise channels just to add a little bit of extra reverb and echo there, but we don't need it for this tutorial necessarily. So what I'm going to do is just kind of walk you through the process I used to make that track, or at least the beginning of the track that is going to come in the future. And it's really, really easy and awesome using Vocalise 2. So if I go ahead and just get out of here for a second and come into the main kind of rhythm/pad section here and go ahead and play this. If I come back into Kontakt and we look at our first instance of Vocalise up here, Vocalise 2 rather, and you'll see that I'm on Remixed Motifs A minor. Now it's titled A minor because everything inside of here, these keys right here, are actually all recorded from the singer in A minor. If you want to do any sort of tuning with these, you can just use these keys down here that are highlighted in violet, I guess that is. Each one of them is recorded or was recorded in A minor, C minor, D sharp minor, and F sharp minor. So that way you can get really close to a different key and only have to transpose just a little bit. And that's the way you want to do it. So if you're working in C, you can be in between A minor and C minor there. You could probably pick C minor because it's closer to C than A minor is. And if you're going to be working in G, you can go up to F sharp minor and go into G from there using the tuning keys. And that way you're only doing a little bit of transposition and everything will sound a lot better, because as you start transposing too much, you're going to add a little bit of artifacts and stuff like that. Though I want to say that Heavyocity's transposition algorithm is really good. I've never really had an issue with it, you know what I mean? But it's great that they did this, and it's a good thing to know about as far as tuning is concerned. So what's really cool about the Remixed Motifs is that there's a lot of processing done by the people at Heavyocity, and it sounds phenomenal. So if I come in here into this MIDI clip, I can actually just move these around and get a new style of track really easily. So if I go ahead and highlight this, drop them down, so I can actually go through while the track is playing and choose something different to add a new feel and a new excitement to the track without worrying about being out of key or anything like that. And it's really easy to audition and get new inspiration quickly using this method. So I'm just going to go ahead and change it up. Let's go back to the full track and see how this new set of Vocalise samples sounds with the track. So as you can see, it sounds really, really good, and all we had to do was move 3 MIDI notes up and down until we got it. So just imagine the possibilities once you really get in and get into the instrument presets in this. So let's go ahead and jump over to this next one and go ahead and solo that up. And again, open it up. And here we're looking at the second instance. So if I expand that, here we're using Rhythmic pedal menu. And the pedals are a little bit different, and that is that there's a lot more options. So there's a lot more to choose from other than just sort of that one octave worth of notes. We have a lot more to choose from. So if I go ahead and solo this and just play what we have. So we can actually come in and move these up and down just like we did before, but we have a larger range of possibilities. And that's because the remix ones have a lot more processing done, and these are a little bit more clean. So let's see what that sounds like now with that little bit of change. So we are well on our way to success, and obviously you can come in and there's a lot more to choose from. Let me go ahead and solo it and just kind of walk through some of these just so you can get a better understanding. If I pull it over, maybe delete this, and just so we can hear it, because they're quite long, these samples inside of here, so we want to get a full understanding of the entire thing. So that's just some of the samples inside of this one snapshot. And let's jump over to this third section here. And I was just kind of using this as a fourth bar fill to kind of add a little bit of movement and change up the overall feeling of the track every time the fourth bar would loop around. And actually, if we come in and look at the third instance of the Vocalise here, we'll actually see that I'm using single pad. With this, we actually have the same sample laid out over the full spectrum of the keys. So if I come in and if we turn this on and move it up, so something like this, we can use a lot more like an instrument, like your standard kind of piano or synthesizer or stuff like that. The last thing I want to do is just kind of get in here and play some of these presets just so you can hear and get a better understanding of what's going on inside of the Vocalise pack itself. My favorites are the escapes and remixes. And if I come in and just load up this instrument right here and play some of these. So I mean, that's just a few of the remix motifs, but you have a full ton of control right inside of this GUI. You can manipulate the sample itself. You got the punish knob, which is just a great set of effects that you can add all at once. There's the twist knob, again, something that just takes a lot of different parameters and adds a lot of movement and life to the samples themselves. You got the ADSR, attack, decay, sustain, release for each one of those. Reverb, chorus, delay, distortion. Each of those are from Heavyocity, and Heavyocity are known for having incredible sounding effects. So sometimes you want to go out and you do it inside your DAW, but for Heavyocity instruments, I highly suggest tweaking around with the effects inside of the GUI because their algorithms are top notch. Let's just check out these pads, and this will be the last thing we're going to wrap up with because the video is getting kind of long. So obviously for these pads, we have the full set of key ranges here, and it's a lot more like your traditional instrument. So each one of these pads is generally made up of 3 different sound sources all combined, and some of them are in different key ranges and a lot of them are overlapping. So it's really, really interesting, and it's a good way to get in and get some really crazy stuff going on. There's the motion control, which adds those kind of stuttery effects, wishes and washes and risers and downshifters and everything. Again, we don't have time to get into it here, but it's an incredibly useful and powerful effect system that I highly suggest checking out once you grab Vocalise. But anyway, Vocalise 2 is available right now in Plugin Boutique. I hope you learned something. Go check it out. We'll see you next time.